Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. Welcome to our newsroom. For tonight's headlines, we have the President of the Republic has inaugurated the new Tajura-Balho Road. For international scene, Florence Parly of the European referee. Welcome to our newsroom. This morning, the head of state has inaugurated the Tajura-Balho Road, a second road corridor leading into Ethiopia. This Tajura-Balho Road was the Kuwait fund that provided the full financial support for the project, amounting to $156 million. This Tajura-Balho National Road, built by the Kuwaiti company Al-Kharafi, has been officially named Sheikh Sabah. Djibouti's President Ismail Omar Guelleh, accompanied by many of Kuwait's ambassadors and Ethiopia's Minister of Transport, inaugurated the northern corridor in the village of Dorra, the 112-kilometer road linking the white city of Tajura to Balho, which leads to the Ethiopian borders. The Tajura-Balho road is one of a whole network of roads built by the government to improve the quality of the road network, but it is also representative of Djibouti's economic growth and close trade links with Ethiopia. Will strengthen Djibouti's position as a hub for trade, logistics, and related services. It should be recalled that with this port of Tajura, the construction of the logistics transport chain linking the Tajura-Balho road infrastructure is in line with the vision of the President of the Republic to make Djibouti a major player in regional trade. This axis, Tajura-Balho, symbolizing the relationship between Djibouti and Ethiopia, contribute to the broader vision of the connection of inter-African trade, an African project to connect the continent from east to west via road for a distance of more than 6,000 kilometers. This will allow connectivity to the continent, which is vital in order to reduce trade barriers between African countries and delivers on the promises of the continental free trade area. The prefect of Tajura region, Hassan Dabali Ahmed, took the floor first and wished a warm welcome to all the different guests at the Balhur Road. He said the Balhur Road will strengthen Djibouti's position as a hub for trade, logistics and related services. It should be recalled that the port of Tajura, the construction of the logistic transport chain, Tajura Balhur Road infrastructure is in line with the visions of the President of the Republic to make Djibouti a major player in regional trade. The Vice President of the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development, Mr. Marwan Al-Ghanim, delivered a speech at the opening ceremony of the Tajura Balhur Road. More detail with Dini Musa.
بادئ ذي بدء أتقدم بالشكر الجزيل لفخامة الرئيس إسماعيل جيلة ولمعالي وزير النقل في جمهورية جيبوتي الشقيقة.
The Vice President of the Kuwaiti Fund for Arab Economic Development, Mr. Marwan Al-Ghanim, addressed the opening economy of the Tajura Balhur Road, also known as Sheikh Subah Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, in which he thanked the President of the Republic and the Minister of Transport and Equipment for inviting him to participate in this major event. He highlighted that this important project had been achieved to the concerted efforts of all parties concerned, affirming the close good relations and brotherhood between the Republic of Djibouti and the sister state of Kuwait, particularly in the field of development. The new project will make it possible to achieve the desired objectives, particularly those related to the economy, job creation, and the strengthening of trade between the Republic of Djibouti and neighboring Ethiopia, concluded his remarks the Vice President of the Kuwaiti Fund.
The Ethiopian Minister of Transport, Ms. Degmawit, has underlined the relationship between the two brotherly countries. Listen to her, please.
At the onset, on behalf of His Excellency Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and the people and government of Ethiopia, I would like to convey my warmest congratulations to the government and people of Djibouti for the successful completion of Tajura Balhur Road project. Your Excellency, Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. The relationship between Ethiopia and Djibouti is a symbolic relationship that exemplifies the spirit of regional integration. This is manifested through a strong bond between the two countries and people in multifaceted arrangements. The integration and interconnection between the two countries is not merely a word rhetoric. Rather, it embodies comprehensive and real interconnecting infrastructures in road, railways, electricity, water, telecom networks, as well as natural gas pipelines. It was in light of this that the railway project connecting capitals of the two nations has been providing services for about 2 years now. The rail lines connecting Djibouti ports to Ethio-Djibouti railway lines, the Djibouti-Dawale-Dredwa road, the new Dikil-Galafi project, and the natural gas pipeline project from Ogaden vividly show the high level of infrastructural interconnectivity. Your Excellency, Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today marks another milestone in the form of further upscaling the level of integration between the two countries to a higher gear. The Tajura Balhur Road is a project that directly links the Tajura port to eastern part of Ethiopia. Therefore, it will highly increase the efficient and effective flow of goods between the two countries. It's also vital in improving the conditions and ways of living of the population on both sides of the border. Hence, I would like to again congratulate the government of Djibouti for expediting and completing this project, which also indeed demonstrates impressive achievement of the government of Djibouti in maintaining a steady and meaningful economic progress, especially over the past decades. Your Excellency, Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, while celebrating the inaugural event of this important road project, the two sisterly countries need to put collective endeavors in finishing the projects in progress and the planned projects to be jointly undertaken. In this regard, I would like to express my government's unreserved commitment to cooperate on the pre-existing plans and the new projects that would take the integration plan to the next higher level. In conclusion, on behalf of the government of Ethiopia, I would like once again to convey Your Excellency the President and the people of Republic of Djibouti our best wishes for the continued prosperity of your country and everlasting unique relationship of the two countries. Thank you again.
In his speech, the Minister of Transport, Musa Mohammed Ahmed, stressed that this newly inaugurated road will contribute to the increase in activities in the region. Further on, the minister recalled that this axis will play a role as a prosperous trade and economic hub, an African project to connect the continent from east to west via road for a distance of more than 6,000 kilometers. This will allow connectivity to the continent, which is vital in order to reduce trade barriers between African countries and deliver on the promises of the Continental Free Trade Area. The head of state, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, paid tribute to the Sultan of Tajura, who died not long ago. This road underlining the head of the state is of a great economic importance for the entire region. It has continued to be a vital economic and strategic link to connect Djibouti and Ethiopia, and will have as its vocation to reflect the economic and social integration of the two countries. Listen to the head of state.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الصلاة والسلام على رسوله الأمين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to celebrate together the reopening of the Tajura-Balhur Road. This infrastructure, I know, crystallizes the hope of an entire region. But as I inaugurate this road today, I cannot help but first of all have a moving thought of the Sultan of Tajura, who passed away a few months ago, because during his lifetime the late man never ceased to plead for the realization of this project, synonymously with the opening up of this region that he cherished particularly. He would have liked to be there with us today. This is why today his memory also hangs over this ceremony. We will not forget him, and we will remain faithful to his wishes. The word we are integrating today, ladies and gentlemen, is first and foremost part of a vision of a regional development of our infrastructures. Djibouti and Ethiopia continue to apply this vision in major infrastructure projects that strengthen the interaction of our two economies. This road, like the railway line between our two countries and the electricity interconnection, as well as other similar projects underway or to come, testify to the interdependence and economic interaction between the two countries. This intersection is certainly dictated by geographical proximity, but it's also part of complementary approach between the needs and potential of our two economies. This is why the construction of this Djibouti-Balhur section was a necessity that obeys a double economic logic. First, this northern corridor will make it possible, in addition to the southern Djibouti-Galafi and soon Djibouti-Galela corridors, to increase road traffic capacity. This is the anticipation of the increase in this traffic in view of Ethiopia's sole economic growth. But this northern corridor is also destined to become a lever for economic growth for the entire north of our country. In this way, it responds to the government's concern to bring out the pulse of regional developments, naturally in order to support our decentralization policy through dynamic regional development. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Dora, a region that has long suffered from its isolation. The people of this region will appreciate better than anyone else the usefulness and value of this infrastructure that we are enjoying today. Now, I am thinking in particular of medical education, but also supplies and travels are made on more secure road, and with considerable time saving. This is why I think that this route will not only cross the region for a purely commercial purpose, it will also improve the living conditions of all our fellow citizens in the region. This contest that the corridor perfectly integrates the government's other priority, the opening up of the entire national territory. And it is in this logic of opening up that we will also launch the work to rehabilitate the Bali Adalu Difanutu track, with the idea both here and there. The transport infrastructure is above all part of global development plan that benefits the communities of the localities concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to conclude by expressing my sincere thanks to the Kuwaiti Fund for financing the construction of this corridor. And since our independence, Kuwait has been at our side in all major development projects. This corridor will also bear the name of His Highness the Emir of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah, as a token of our gratitude. Thank you for your appreciation.
Afterwards, on the sidelines of the great ceremony of the Tajura Balhurod, the President Gele, always accompanied by strong delegations, took the direction of the villages of Bolli in the sub-prefectures of Randa, where he led the first stones to launch the construction work of the Bolli, Adailu, and Dafinaitu land route. This 23 kilometers long road will open up the large Wilima region and will facilitate the movement of goods and people, transport of agricultural products to urban market, co-financed by the African Development Bank and the Global Environment Fund. More than 520 millions of Djibouti franc were needed to build this road, the work of which was interested to first China Highway Engineering. Several personalities, including member of government, prime minister, parliamentarian representative of the international organizations, and civilian military figures, attend this ceremony to lay the foundation stone of, in addition to the population of Tajara who came to participate in mass in the event. All the inhabitants of the sub-prefectures of Adailu took part in this important event. The President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Gelle, explained in Somali that the road you have designed before is not other road. The trucks has a big problem, namely it deteriorates easily as it starts raining, and it needs constant and daily maintenance. The road is vital. It is vital for all the people who live around. We thought today we will keep the promise we made to the people of Adailu, and we will put it into the bitumen mode this time. President Gelle promised the local population to tar this road in the near future because it is in the interest of the population who see it as a hope. The president said the road is a source of income for farmers and will even be able to move their product with a tricycle. We are not going to stop here from affirming President Gelle, assuring us that they want to open up all the villages in Grand Weima. The President of the Republic closed his speech by calling on the population to take care of the preciously preserved this road project that makes them. The Minister of Defense, Hassan Omar Mohammed, said that these projects are implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and aim to contribute to the improvement of food security, poverty reduction, and finally to the strengthening of economic and institutional integration. The President of the Republic extends his warm congratulations to the guardian of the two holy places. The President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Gelle, yesterday Tuesday addressed his warm congratulations to the King of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and guardian of the two holy places, His Majesty Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, author of a successful mediation between the legal government of Yemen and the separatists originally from the south of this country. In his telegram, President Gelle praised the success of King Salman's good offices, which once again demonstrate his ethics in the subscribing to the triumph of negotiated political settlement and bearing the badge of consensus. President Gelle wrote, Djibouti welcomes King Salman's enlightened leadership and the ever renewed solidarity of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with all Arab and Muslim sister nations, the head of state continued. The Minister of Energy, Yunus Ali Geddi, participated in the third the 13th sessions of the Arab Ministerial Councils on Electricity, which began its work last Tuesday in Cairo, Egypt. The purpose of this annual meeting is to develop a common Arab policy in the field of energy, the peaceful use of atomic energy, and the development of an Arab strategy for the promotion of renewable energy, as well as the review of the results of previous international conference on climate change and their impacts on the Arab energy sectors were on the agenda of this council. The Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamil, has received this morning in his ministerial cabinet the ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Djibouti, Abdulaziz Al-Matar, in the presence of his advisors and eminent officials. In this case, Mr. Abdullahi Hassan Are. In this working visit, the Saudi diplomat is accompanied by a close collaborator. After the customary welcomes, the two sides gave an overview of the relations of brotherhood and bilateral cooperation that unite the two sister nations. They welcomed the excellent health of this relationship. A ceremony to hand over the sewing machine to about 15 village women took place in the thousands-year-old rural towns of Asbio. This is part of the project to strengthen livelihood and reduce the vulnerability of pastoral community in the Republic of Djibouti. This project is the result of the cooperation between Djibouti government and the Islamic Development Bank. On this occasion, a training workshop on saving for women beneficiaries has started and will continue until the 11th of this month. It is part of the implementation of the activities of this project in the field of capacity building for the population of these rural localities. The prefect of Ali Sabih, Mr. Adan Musa Migane, welcomed the leaders of the project to strengthen the livelihood and reduce the vulnerability of pastoral community in the Republic of Djibouti, and thanked them for all the achievement previously implemented in the ASPIO. He urged the women beneficiaries to take advantage of these skills to be acquired while making useful use of this sewing machine. In the morning of Tuesday, November 5, 2019, was held in the room of Obok Regional Council meeting the signing ceremony of the road equipment agreement between the two associations of women, namely Afod and Dubuki, and the Obok Regional Council. The signing of this agreement took place in the presence of the prefect of the Obok region, Mr. Abdul Malik Muhammad Benoita, from the president of Obok Regional Council, Mr. Mohammed Hamad Ismail, the parliamentarian of the region, Ms. Fatuma Mohammed, the forces of the order, namely the commanders of the police company and the commanders of the gendarmerie brigade, village chief Muhammad Ahmed, the project leaders, the bilateral partners, civil society representative of Obok, and the various district chiefs. For his part, the prefect of the region, Mr. Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita, has in his speech said that cleanliness is everyone's business. These two associations have raised awareness beforehand, district by district, in order to have the support of women for this struggle. The Member of Parliament Fatuma Mohammed said for her part, once the signing of this agreement is completed, the start of activities will take place starting from next Sundays in the context of the President of the Regional Council provided them with the track of the road system. For the international scene in Sahel, Florence Parly promises European reinforcement. The French defense ministers assured Tuesday in Bamako that special forces would be made available by European countries in 2020 in Mali. The objective is to stop or slow down the progress of jihadist groups in the Sahel region. Nothing would be worse than letting terrorists down by keeping watch as dramatic events like the ones you recall happened, said Florence Parly. Last Friday, an attack claimed by the Islamic State killed 49 people in the rank of the Malian army, not far from the borders with Niger. Saturday, a French soldier is dead, and a month ago, 40 Malian soldiers lost their lives in another attacks. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.